to say they rule my world. Listen to Prince. At your age, at your shoe, not your shoe size, and baby, we could do the twirl. Come on now, Prince, tell him. Hey, hey, hey. Happy, was it Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. This week is jumping on us, ain't it? But I just want to come in and give some love and tell a story. Of course, a story about me. I don't really find other people's stories that interesting. But I titled this, I'm so glad to be me, you know? Like, there were points at my life where I never wanted to be anybody else, but I just wasn't happy being me. You know what I mean? Like, I had so many problems with me. So some will say I think I'm perfect. Some will say I think I'm all that. Some will say this and some will say that, but trust me, most saying that you don't even want to know what they think of themselves. You know what I mean? Because I definitely, I'm not even shooting for perfection. You know what I mean? I'm just shooting for like joy in my soul and in my spirit, nothing else. So, you know, that's how you know there's a power in your voice when you can say something and it just holds all this weight that it really doesn't hold, or it holds all this power that it really shouldn't. I guess. But like I said, I just love being me. You know what I mean? And one of the reasons I love being me is because, one, I know what it's like to not have loved being me or always trying to think of how something should be better. You know, like I was born with a birthmark on my face, and I'm like, oh, I hate that. That's just something nobody has. And first of all, people do. And they have bigger birthmarks or smaller ones or whatever, but it's your mark that makes you you. So, like, no one has the exact same birthmark as me, including my twin. I also used to hate the fact that I was so tall. Like, oh my goodness. It was like, why am I so tall? So I didn't like my height. I never felt like I never liked my shoe size. I wear a woman's 10, a man's 8. You know what I mean? But I never liked my foot shoe size. I never felt my body was proportioned, the right way. And even when it was, when you're in those type of ways, it's like you can't even see when it's okay because all you can see is what's wrong. So I've had those like parts of my life where I felt that way, like, oh, I wish I could change this, or I want to do that, and it was never like, oh, I need to just go on a diet or anything like that. It was just things I wanted to change about myself. When I was young, I hated my nose. Hey, Dana. Hey, sis, happy Tuesday. When I was young, I hated my nose. When I was young, I hated my lips. When I was young, I hated the fact that I needed glasses. It's all these things about myself. So when you have all these like insecurities about you, it's hard to like give true love and truly love yourself. You know what I mean? You could say it. You could. Some people front. Like there's so many people out here who, oh, I love myself and every part of me from the head to the toe. I just love myself, everything about myself. But they're mostly lying. That's not how they feel about themselves. And then you also know that they don't when they have to belittle people. So if I have to say, oh, I'm so beautiful because I have long eyelashes, and whoever doesn't have those are just, like, you don't do that. When you're confident in yourself, the last thing you would do is put somebody down because, like I say all the time, insecurity is harder to shake than a drug habit. Like, that is a hard thing to shake. And some women who we think are so beautiful and so confident and so strong, and they suffer from insecurities too. They suffer from not feeling adequate or not feeling like, just not enough. Never feeling like no matter what you do, you're not that. So I never was a girl who thought, oh, I want to look like her. I want that like she does. Cause then I'll be bad and I'll be no. That's what makes her bad. Like, that's what makes her whatever. But I never thought like that. I just had these, I don't know, these thoughts in myself of what I should look like. and I never felt like I did. And then one day, literally, no joke, one day I was looking in the mirror and I was just thinking to myself, like, I love my eyes. I do. And one day this guy told me like, "Oh, Danny, something. I love your lips." And then I go, "My lips, my lips." And so it just got to a point where I just had to say, "This is what I am and who I am." So like, I have to love that. I have to love that. I know no one's gonna beat up on me as hard as I can. So, but I have to love me. You know what I mean? And so, in loving me, do I think I'm perfect? Heck, no. Am I striving for perfection? Nope. Nope. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But I'm just, like I said, trying to love myself, love the skin I'm in, love the space I'm in, love what I've been through to get me to this place. That's it. That's truly it. And so some days I just wake up and I love that even more. You know, I'm more excited to see where this journey called my life is going to go, you know, all the time. And then some days I'm human. I wake up and I think, oh my goodness, there's no way there's enough time. There's no way there's enough anything for me to do all the things I want to do or I desire to do, or. So I never know which mood it is. But today I woke up and I was all the way excited just about new things. Sometimes that excitement and new things usually makes me like nervous or it makes me antsy because I don't know exactly what's coming, but I know something's coming. It's going to be good. It's going to be better. It's going to make me strong. So sometimes all that's going through my head, it works me up. It works me up. And sometimes it works me up so much that I really can't even enjoy what's going on around me. Like I can't even see it because I'm so worked up, you know. But there's times when I just stop and breathe and I just think like none of us know what tomorrow is. That's the truth. And even if we plan it to the T, you know what I mean? Something else could come up in it. So worrying about that is just like, something I have to stop doing. Just a piece of me. It's just a piece of me. And I love me so much that I know there are so many flaws in me and so many things I need to fix. But what I love is that I'm willing to know that and willing to change that. Like that's something to love. Because before I was flawed up and would have told you there were no flaws. Would have told you that, things I need to change. Though they were things I needed to change, but it was a lot more. It was a lot more. As a woman, everybody thinks if you say your journey was rough or you went through a lot, that you must have been sleeping around. But I wish that was the problem. Because then at least in that, I could say, hey, you control that, you know what I mean? Unless someone was taking advantage of you, then but it's not that simple as a woman. And I'm not the only woman who, if you go to your story, is kind of, you know what I mean? I never say it's the same as the fellas because they're a fella, but it's a lot of those same stories. It's a lot of those things, those parts of it, you know. But that's a different story of a different day. But I learned when I wasn't loving myself the way I needed to, that I was also getting myself into relationships that I didn't need to be in. You know what I mean? And in relationships that weren't going to go anywhere because I didn't want them anywhere. Sometimes as women, we'll sit and say how we don't have this and we're not getting this. But the truth of the matter is we don't even feel inside we deserve it. So when it does come your way, you kind of push it away or you avoid it or you dodge it or you're still chasing something you shouldn't be chasing, you know. So I learned that when I was, hey, Susan, I've learned that like, and even in sometimes when you say, when, how did I end up with that kind of guy when I was looking for this kind of guy? But then I've had that kind of guy and been like, why is he being so nice? What's wrong with him? You go through those because it's all about you. It's all about you. And I tell people, I'm single by choice. I'm single because I refuse to be anything but a queen with a king. I've never been one to just say, oh, I just need somebody in that bed at night. And, oh, I just have to do this. No, I just have to do that. No, I didn't. And even when it comes to how we feel about, our sexuality, and I'm not even talking about when I say sexuality, like who you're sleeping with. I mean more so about what you feel about your body and your temple and this space of yours. And how I feel about mine is it's the most valuable thing I can give to someone physically, because I mean the most valuable thing I give is my heart. But I don't give that to you like I do physical. So even for me, it was like I'm not even laying down with people just to get off, or just to, none of those are the things like I want. Period. Like, like I said, does that make me better than anyone? Nope. Because see, what they eat will never make me poop. You know, what get them off will never get me off. So I have to do what makes me right. Because see, what's meant for me is gonna come in the path of my way, in the path of how, for me. So I can't do what somebody else is doing to get that. So, and I strongly believe the king for me could be someone I've messed with before, or someone I've known before. Who knows? I don't know. I don't even try to figure that out. I just try to figure out what I need to do to be that queen. Because sometimes I think we're asking for a king and we're not even a queen. Some of us aren't even acting as a princess, you know. And that's not even downing anybody. I don't want to, I used to call, people say fuss and fight. I used to call it FUCK and fight. You know what I mean? Where you're arguing with somebody, like, I wish I would. I wish I would. I don't have any energy in me anywhere. And I think that my generation showed the little shorties before, like, okay, some of us were in physical relationships, where you were getting hands put on you and still staying with a person, getting hands put on you and pressing charges, but they're not going to court. It was all these things. So it left that next generation to feel like, okay, well, we gonna fight back because we gonna do it better than you. Because the generation, just like I did with the generation before me, we just knew we could do it better than you. But what we realize is we're not even fighting the same fight. We're fighting some of the same fights. But some of the things they were fighting so we didn't have to fight. And we never did. That was never our fight because they fought it for us, but we didn't even see that. My generation was fighting against everything to prove they had the answers, and we really didn't. We really didn't. We were showing the ones under us, totally the wrong way. So then fast forward, and they would show the next generation a worse way than we did. But yeah, that whole toxic love. I love me some toxic D. I don't. I'm so far removed from that. I can't. Toxic will have us never sleeping together. I mean, no, just keeping it real, just 100%. Like, it'll definitely turn me off. I don't want to fuss and fight with you all the time, because that makes. I remember when I was young, like, you would think things like, oh, he said if he see me with somebody else, he better not hurt me. And then you thought, oh, that's so cute. He gets so jealous. He like me so. Yeah. I need a man to be saying honestly, and I know this gonna sound weird, but I need a man to honestly be saying to me, if I catch you with another dude, I'm leaving you. If I think that's what you're on, I'm leaving you, because I don't even play those games. Not, oh, Booney, I hurt you and him, and I'll be at his house. No, I'm okay with that. It's afternoon. It's 1:30 here. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, Dana, those walls, keeping them up completely. And then here's the worst part: having the walls up and then blaming other people that they can't get through the walls. But then there was this time, so like I had my walls up and I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna have this happen to me again. I'm not gonna do this. Then I just was, I wasn't even messing with anybody or anything, so I didn't really care. But then one day I just thought, like, you're never gonna let love be in with all these walls up. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna let some of these walls down. And then I met somebody and it was great. It just felt like we were meant for each other. Like, this is where it is and there's nowhere else to go. And so in that, I let those walls down and I was hurt. And then we broke up. Then we got back together, but I thought I was okay. But there was a part of me that had a bigger wall now. It was like, hey, you know what? Before I let the wall down with you and you hurt me so that you never hurt me again, I'm, almost like I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna give you all of the things I felt like you didn't give me, or I'm just gonna give you things I know will bother you. I became that person because it's easy. It's so easy to go from being I don't even call it the victim, like being the one who's done wrong to the one doing wrong. Most people that cheat don't cheat on the person that cheated on them. They cheat on somebody else. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy. Oh my God, it's got these lights on. Get my cool shades on. Oh, true. True. Hey, Feel the Love. I'm telling you, it is how he treats his mom, but also some can treat their mom good, but there are issues with their mom that you don't even know nothing about because they treat their mom good, and later you find that out because it's just like us with our dads. Like they say a woman treats us. Some of us don't know our dad, and so there's an absence, so it's a different thing. So that's going to bring a new problem. You know what I mean? So my dad's absence, he was there when I was a shorty, but like I said, most of us don't remember those little things. And then he was in and out there, he passed away when I was 11 years old, almost 12. So it's not like he had all these years to do things. But in his absence, I couldn't say this is the exact type of man he was. You know what I mean? But in my relationships, I found myself looking for people who couldn't commit, or looking for people who had their own issues and couldn't, you know what I mean? We're kind of selfish because that's the part of him I chased hoping that I could find some guy who was like that, not knowing this, of course, but some guy like that, and I could change him. I could make him be there for me. I could make him love me the right way. I could make him, because deep inside, what I really wanted was my dad to do that. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter if my stepdad came and it was a great one and all these other things. This was something that you were longing for without knowing it. So I had to come to a place to love my father in spite of, so that I could let that thing go, so I could stop chasing that. Because like I said, I met guys who are great to their mom. She can't bring a bag in the door. They're carrying this, they're doing this, but they have mother issues because maybe their mom was single their whole life. And so there's these things inside. So it's a love for your mom, but just also an understanding. So they might say, "Oh yeah, my mom's single because she chose to," or she after that she said she wasn't getting married. But they have an understanding. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I had to learn that because I used to tell people I don't have daddy issues. When I was young, they used to say if you had daddy issues, you end up on a strip club. If you had daddy issues, you slept around. If you had daddy issues, you dressed promiscuous because you wanted attention. And so I said, if I'm not doing these things, then I couldn't have daddy issues, right? It's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of hell. And so I had plenty of them. My biggest daddy issue was I just wanted them to love me. That was it. And so in turn, I was looking for that in life. And not knowing and thinking I was okay without it, but searching for it at the same time, It's just weird. But it's this truth you have to learn, because to be the best me doesn't mean I just go to a guy and I'm able to tell you every flaw, schma, blah about myself, and that gives you the best me. It's me understanding me where I don't need to explain it. I don't. And when I do, I can explain it without. So for instance, when it comes to like mental health, I'm never going to walk up to a guy like, hey, by the way, I got all the D's, go to the D. When it goes this way, who knows? The smell of the rain could hit me on the flowers. I don't know. Depends on somebody said it. It could have said it a couple of years ago, and then my head hears it all up in here. Because then just saying it to you like that, I'm feeling I'm lost. He's lost too. But what I tell people is what I have learned is who I am. And I have learned when there's a time to give a little space so that you don't bring somebody else down. In myself, I have learned, you know what I mean, to be able to communicate. Today is just not a day for me. You know what I mean? It's just one of those days when I gotta be all alone. And I've learned to not isolate completely. And I've learned, but This is how I can explain me to you better than anything else. Because otherwise, some of us don't even know who we are. You see, who are you? I'm a lawyer. I got two brothers and a sister. Who are you? Who are you? Not what do you do? Not what have you done? Who are you? So when you get to the core of that, then you definitely know what you want and don't settle for anything else. Some of us have 2, 3 mates or 2, 3 boyfriends or 2, 3 girlfriends because we try to make one person out of several people. Never works. Never works. I tell people, oh, I'm in love with 2 people. No, you're not. You're in love with yourself. You're in love with yourself because you could never really love somebody and have someone else there. Because could they love you and have someone else that they're calling an equal to you? Please don't get me started on that hot topic right there. Just like I told people, I played second. When I say second, meaning it was just 2 people. Somebody might have had a main person, and I didn't really even think about it as a side because I didn't want to be with them like that. But I knew that kept me in a safe place. It's who I liked the most or whatever. And it kept me in a safe place from being hurt because I wasn't looking for anything in them, like at all. I'm not that chick. I've never been. Like I said, I don't go through guys' phones. Never will. Never have. I don't want any man who lets me talk to him like he's less than a man. I do not believe in emasculating men. I don't. So do I want some dude who, when I'm messing with him, shut your little punk butt? No. Oh, God, never. I don't want a guy like that. Ever. Never thought that was cute. Women walking up, popping a dude upside their head. Not cute. Not cute. At all. Nothing's cute about it. But I've always, my guy one, he has to come from, I don't want to say the streets, but you got to definitely have an edge to him. I don't need him in the middle of it, still in the heart of it, doing all that, but he has to have an edge to understand that that's a part of where I come from. It's not what I am, but it's where I come from. It's what I can understand. It's where I don't have a problem going or being. So I don't have a thought on it, bad. But I just want a king, a king. Like I said, I used to say things like I need him to be over 6'3". And that also came from the fact that I'm 5'11". So I'm 5'10", but don't tell anyone. I'm 5'11". See, I'm like 5'10 and a half, and that just sounds real awkward. So everywhere I say I'm 5'11". And so when you're that height, it's like I've dated guys who are like 5'9" or whatever. They have issues with you. First, they don't. Then don't let a guy walk in and he's tall. They'll swear. I remember one time I was at Great America and this basketball team came through. Now, ladies, when I say these men were like 6'3" and above, like, oh my goodness, every last one of them. But I mean tall. They were it caught my attention. Just like a man in a suit's gonna catch my attention. I love beauty, a beautiful woman. Anything that's gonna catch my attention. Does that mean I'm gonna be lusting? I want to go get her number? No, I'm just gonna notice she's beautiful. You know what I mean? Or her confidence. I'm gonna notice beauty, period. And I remember the guy I was with was like so dramatic. I remember how he kept saying like, oh, you just want them because they tall and they're taller than me. And that's all you think about is tall men and how you want to be. And this is in the middle of Great America, like standing in line for the Raging Bull. Like, what are you doing, dude? What is really going on? But I mean, I remember he kept going on and on the whole time we were there. We talked about those men. And the funny thing was there were moments when I completely forgot about them because I wasn't thinking about it anymore. I just don't stay that drawn into something. My attention deficit is just not that long. I was over it. He was still driving home. He's still talking about it. Like, oh, you should have jumped on the bus with them. I said, dang, now I'm just jumping on buses with strange men. Because they caught my attention. You know how you look over and you're like, oh my goodness, is that 11, 12 tall? My goodness. They had the starting lineup and the bench walking through there. I mean, they were tall. I couldn't tell you what school they came from. But I can tell you that it started this big argument. And then I realized, like, okay, I don't want to date anyone who is shorter than me. You know what I mean? Like, because I just don't want to argue about what I'm looking for while I'm messing with them. Like, I've never been that girl. I've never been the one like, he must like this better, but he messing with me. Because no matter what, he's got to like something in me because he's messing with me. So I never thought like, oh, if she's lighter, she's prettier. If she's shorter, she's better. Then no, that's never how I thought. I thought, if anything, I thought he just like anything. He he likes every kind of girl, tall, short, dark, light. You know, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I just, oh, relationships are so hard, but like half of the relationship is you. So I'm only responsible for the part I can bring. You know what I mean? And if I'm bringing the light that I want, I just can't help but believe that's what I'm going to get back. That's how I feel. And sometimes it's not because we don't know what we want. It's just that we only accepting what we want. So sometimes it's not what you need. It's what you want. So I had periods where I had to tell myself, like, are you staying because you just don't want to be alone? Because I have children and you just don't want to be this single mom, period. Is that why you stay in relationships? Do you stay in a relationship because you've been in it so long that you just don't want to start over? You don't want to go through all that stuff of getting to know each other better and getting to your complete comfort zone with this person? And so sometimes that's why I stay in relationships. But that was never loving me enough. And that was never giving me like the energy and the boost I needed in my life. So in loving me, I had to love me, love me enough that the love that I brought off myself, people could feel it. And someone would say, oh, is she this way? Is she no? I'm not. And I never could be. I always tell people I could never look down on you because the truth of the matter is I probably can see because I've been there before. So I ain't never looking down on nothing. I've been there before. Or even if I didn't be there, somebody I love could have been there. So how am I looking down on you? I'm not. And if I'm looking down, trust, I'm looking down to boost up, to lift you up. That's it. I don't win. I've learned as a woman, that's what I tell people, all women matter to me. So no matter what somebody's thinking, all women matter to me. You know what I mean? That's a fact. They do. But in this dirty game, as a woman, having to fight in every form, each other, the man, the system, everything, getting rights last, all types of things, some things it seems like we still don't have. As a woman, I understand, like, man, if my sisters aren't winning, I'm not going to win. You know what I mean? If my sisters are still in a place, sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Oh, sinuses. If my sisters are in a place where they feel like all they have is their body, then even if I don't live like that, that's how men will see me. You know what I mean? I am my sister's keeper. I do have to lift my sister up. So like when I see things like all this, fighting and name calling amongst the women, I understand it happens. And the only way to get to the surface and get it over with is to pull it all to the surface and come out of it and then show a different way. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking nothing. I'm actually proud that anybody that was in the mess is standing on top of it and say, okay, here we go. Here go the line. And you may call it messy. I'm doing it right here in the front and we're calling it out and it is what it is. Because then it doesn't involve everybody. It involves the parties involved and who's involved. And that's it. That's it. That is. I salute the crown. I salute women. You're not going to catch me out here dogging out women just to dog out someone. Nah, I got better things to do in my time. I got better things to do in my time. I think we've been dogged out enough. I think we've been degraded and belittled enough. I think we've been beat down and abused enough. I think we've been taken advantage of in many kinds of ways. Enough. Enough's enough. So I can't be part of that. I can't be part of that. You know what I mean? Period. I'll let no one put hands on me, but I just can't be part of some things. So where somebody can say, oh, Danny, but every time you go to Amber's channel, you probably saying, I'm not saying shit. What I'm saying is, if you tell me any case, if I sit right here, right now, and tell y'all a story, and it's a crime, I've left you open to look into it and talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And some of us, we put 20 on 10. So we exaggerate a story, not thinking it ever catch back up with us, and it do. It is what it is. Do I doubt CEO was ever sexually assaulted? No. I wouldn't. It's just like if somebody tell me they're sick, I don't doubt that. I don't. But see, some of y'all just don't understand. You can go anywhere you want to hear any side of any story you want to. That's fine. You can support people and not support everything they do. That's called human nature. Like, some things are just what it is. I mean, like I said, for me, big fights are the ones I feel like we should all be in. Because here's the thing. If me and 8 content creators get together, and together we got 40,000 subscribers, then the truth of the matter is, if the movement we making is so powerful, we should all be able to get it right there. There you go. Right there. There you go. Right there. There you go. That is. And sometimes, like I said, everybody who side ain't with you, and everybody who don't ain't against you. It's that simple. It's that simple. But then you can never make peace when you're waging wars in the middle. You never make peace. You're just waging more wars wherever you go. And like I said, this isn't particular. This is just anywhere. This is just about anything. You know what I mean? Every time somebody says something around here, there's somebody waiting to find out if it's wrong. If we invested so much time in ourselves as we did in others, man, we would be somewhere great. Things would be so much better all around. But in loving myself, that's what I had to learn, why something could bother me when it happens. And sometimes it'll bother you because that's a part of you. And it's a part you don't even want to bring up. So now it's bugging you because it's festering out. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming out of me right now. But I have lived and I have learned. And like I said, when it comes to relationships, it's more than just the relationship you have with the opposite sex. It's the relationships you have with people. It's the relationships you can have. You know what I mean? That's what it's at. I tell my daughter all the time, she has such a beautiful spirit and everything else. But if you always seem mad, people don't even want to approach you. And they'll never know this beauty that lies in you because of the wall you have in front of you. But I also know that I showed her that the tougher I was, it seemed like the more I could take and I was okay. But there was a part of me dying inside, dying on the inside. There's no other way to say it. Like, Oh, no. No. I'm not teaching a man how to treat me. I'm not teaching a man how to please me. I'm not teaching. No. I'm not. I'm not building a bear. Nope. No. Because like I said, my king is made for me. So he may have been, because like you say, I don't even want a guy who's been married before, or I don't want a guy who has little kids because I don't have little kids anymore. And I don't want to even go through any of that stuff. And but the thing is, my king may have some of those things. Some of those might be parts of him. I don't know. But I'll know. It won't take work. It won't take training. It won't take classes, seminars on how to figure. No, it won't be any of that. It'll just flow. You'll be you. He'll be him. And you'll know that this is the completion I needed. This is where, this is what it all led me to. Every bad relationship, every hiccup, everything led me here. And that's what I want to know. I want to know that. And I want him to know it. Because to me, even when I'm with somebody, I don't question how wrong they could do me. Anyone could do you wrong. You could be doing them wrong. So I'm never sitting around worried about that. Like, I feel like if I start thinking it's going on like that, it probably is. It probably is. And I might want to move around, But that's what I believe. You know, like I said, to each his own. Each one is different because what's for you is going to be different than what's for me. So it may not work, but I know one thing that'll work for all of us is first loving yourself completely. I just love me, so I'm not worried about those other parts. And that's it. Confidence is sexier than most people are, if you really know anything. Some people's confidence, not being arrogant or conceited, but some people's confidence boosts how they look, boosts how they enter a room, it boosts what you think about them. So just love yourself. Know your beauty, know your worth. Like, know that you are somebody. You are. And if there's anyone who's like, sometimes it's people messing with you and putting you down at the same time, but it's to keep you with them. Whether it's a guy doing that or a girl doing that, that's only to keep you there. Like, please forget that. I know my worth. And I know my worth can't be paid in cash because that's what you have to know. You have to know. You have to know. When I was young and somebody said, please, all these dudes out here and these girls out here sleeping around for free, I'm going to do it for some money. I'm going to get paid for it. I don't think they got enough money. Why you say that, Danny? Because I can't put a price tag on that. You know what I'm saying? It's the most valuable thing I got on this temple. It's my most precious thing that I can give somebody the power of just having. And then I do believe that once we start physically laying on people, you grab things from them. Like their energies, man. Just, I don't know. But strong believer in Kama Sutra, strong believer. And you know what I mean? Just like yogas and all those things, loving the body, being able to, think about what it does it do to you. Because at the end, sometimes we're doing stuff to try to get people, but we hurt ourselves more. Like, I'm going to show him. I'm going to go out with this dude. No, and I barely like this dude. I don't even want to go out with him. Now I'm going to have to. Just, no, thank you. No, thank you. I remember at a time where you could be so mad at a guy, but then when he's talking to you, next thing you know, like I said, that fighting and sleeping together. Now you're sleeping with him and you're asking yourself, like, how did I get here? And he never changed nothing. Matter of fact, it's some people that I've messed with in my life, and you think about it, you never even got an apology or respect, acknowledgement that they hurt you. Like, what? How was I sleeping with him? How, Sway? How did we get here? How? Oh yeah, never. Susan, I'm telling you, at one point I think like, oh, I've said before, like, she just got the best version of him because I made him better. Girl, how I got the power to make him better, but I ain't having paid the power to make him right. Do me right so we can still be together. Girl, bye. Just give about She getting the best of him because I'm the one who upgraded him. I changed his style. I'm the one told him go get that job. I'm the one was letting him use my car until he got another one. Now he got his own transportation business. Whatever it was you did for him, I drove him to school. I was the one who wrote his paper. Whatever it was you did. Well, but we love to take some credit, boy. I made him. He couldn't even cook when I got up with him. Now he be making a mean fajita. And that's my recipe to them fajitas she eating on. Baby bear. Hey, Terry Lynn. I'm just in here talking. Look, I said, hey, Terry Lynn, and Siri asked me what I want. I don't want anything, Siri. Just in here talking about loving yourself and how sometimes when I didn't love myself like that, I stayed in these bad relationships. I stayed with dudes that I thought I could change or that I thought I needed so much. I think I just needed to prove that I would win. I tell girls that, because I got a lot of homies, and girls will come to me and tell me about, like, oh, he'd be at my house. He say he loved me, he this. And the other girl would be telling me the same basic story. And I just be thinking, oh wow, this is deep. He's selling you guys the same ship. But I would always think to myself, like, the bad part is the dude doesn't realize these women are not just competing against each other. They just want to prove to the other one, I'm going to get him and get rid of you. I'm going to be with him and you're going to be on the back burner. I don't care how long you was with him. I don't care if you got kids. I don't care if you got whatever, a house, whatever, a marriage. I don't care. If you're in that seat, you don't care. Like, when I know people that mess with married men or women, they don't care. They not sitting around talking about, oh, I know I'm doing wrong by their wife or husband. They don't say that. They could care less about the wife or husband. Truthfully. Some think that the person loved them more than the wife or the husband. I'm telling you. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. But yeah, I thought I'd just come on here. Today I'm thinking, I don't know. These are my last couple of days, so I really want to enjoy, like, laughing with my sister, hanging out, that type of way. These are my last couple of days out here in Georgia. Really looking forward to the road trip back with my brother, do some videos, vlogging, going back, getting into a place. So many things going on, guys. So many things. But I thank you all for coming in here to hear me babble and jabble and talk about things. And loving yourself. That's what I love. Terry Lynn, I love your whole overnight lives. I kid you not. I'll go to sleep listening. I'll wake up and it's still, I love them. I love them. I love, it's like, it's almost like, you know how we had the Little Rascals and they had their little clubhouse? I feel like what you all are doing is putting things on the front lines. Hey, let's put this all on the table. We're putting it out. You did this. It's wrong. Here's what's going on. And I love it. I do. I really do. I really do. It's putting accountability, and it's not taking it somewhere else. It's bringing it right here. I'm bringing it right here to my platform, my place. You don't like it, don't come. Don't watch. Don't be a part of. That's how I feel. So salute to you. Salute to the queen. Salute to all the queens in here. Salute Susan. Thank you. Always here. Always a good person. Always a good spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Dana. Always here. My sisters, man, it's the love. We got to have the love for each other. I don't want to miss anyone. Like, this the love. Each one's, we all come from different ways, different walks. Feel the love. Same to you, sister. Like, we all come from different places, different walks, anything. But one thing we can relate to as a woman is some of those things that we go through as a woman. That we can never not know. Whether that's being dogged out by each other, whether that's feeling unaccepted by women, by my own people, my own gender. You know what I mean? That being treated the most outcast by them. So anybody holding people under the fire for what they doing wrong in that department, I say do it. Do it, because you'll stop some future ones from doing it. And maybe you'll correct some of the ones who were doing it wrong, because all of us been wrong before. So I love it. I love it. I got mad love and mad respect for all the queens. Thank you for stopping in. Thank y'all for coming and showing me some love. And like I said, I'm going to get out of here because I want to go do these beads today. One day this week before I leave, I have to get these beads. They're supposed to, get tight when you're full so you don't keep eating. I really want to get these beads on my stomach. Get myself together. For me. That's it. For me. I want to be one of those women when you hit your 50s where you're just like, oh my God, I'm so in love with me. Look at me. Because that's what we do, baby. We age like fine wine. We get better and better. I'm like good cognac. I just get better and better with time. That's how I look at it. But yeah, so Terry Lynn, you going live today? Oh, I just love the love what y'all giving to each other too. That's what it is. Some people are like, I want the love for me. I want everybody to get love. Don't you feel better when it's a little love in the room? I do. I can't speak for nobody else. Okay, tonight I'll definitely be there, sister. Definitely with bells on. I'll have it playing all night. And then go back. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and watch those pieces I didn't see. And I never watch it thinking like, oh, this was some messy, hot, messy. I don't. I walk away and I think, wow, I love how it's like, I'm not going to do this behind your back. It's right here. I'll call you right here. She said, the buses are pulling out the station. Wait, but Terry Lynn, the other day you said reckon. I kid you not. I said, ooh, that's super country. Because my grandfather said, I reckon your mama will be home in a little bit. I reckon them boys going. I said, what is reckon? So when I heard you say, I said, oh. But I got a buddy, Teresa Terry. I swear you remind me so much of him. So much. All you would need was red hair. But I promise you, I swear, if we stop in Tennessee on our way back, I would definitely video it. Because that's my girl. Oh my goodness. That's my nephew's mama. That you remind me so much of her. Keep it 100. That's how you gotta be. But yeah, y'all. So like I said, I just came on to chit chat for a second, give some love, say hello. Stay in good spirits, bring some good energy, receive some good energy. That was it. Jamming in my ears as always, y'all know. So I am listening to Prince Radio. And right now, Tender Love is on. One of the best lines in this whole song is "Move and I feel your touch." Because even like as a parent, it, like you feel your children. You feel when you love something so much, you can feel it. Like something not right. Something be going on with them at 2 a.m. You wake up at 2 and you just thinking. Then later on, when they tell you about what happened to them, you think, man, I woke up at that time. So move and I feel your touch. I think that's a connection of love, But yeah, I love you guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I normally don't say that on my lives. I really don't, because my lives are more us just chilling and laughing and joking with each other and talking. I think it's like talking on the phone. Nothing else. I think people make too much out of all this stuff. And not enough. They don't make enough out of what you need to make out of. Something out of. But not me. But I love you guys. Please keep enjoying the rest of your afternoon. And I will catch you all later somewhere else. Or maybe back here. Who knows? I don't know. But all right. Have a good one.